Okay, today we're going to talk a little bit here at the Grande Pacific about seeing your trains. And we have the now hidden helix situation. So this is what we use to see our trains in the hidden helix. And of course, you can think of a lot of other applications for this type of approach, i.e. hidden staging or other things. We'll get into this and I'll show you what we've done with it. Okay, so now this is our view of the helix, and you can only see the part right down at the bottom. We're currently moving the Tropicana train and creating a home for it and staging so we can use it during operations. And we just ran through the tunnels up here at the top. So we need to see where it is. Now, one of the issues you have is you got to have light. So we have the lights up here in the track lighting focused, and I'll turn them on. Now you can see them. They're all focused down into the center of the helix. So we'll go show you what this does, and we also have one spotlight inside, because when we closed this off, we actually created a dark spot in there, so we had to go light it. So we have 4 cameras inside the helix, 2 facing, one on top and bottom on one side, and then 2 on the exactly 180 degrees on the other side, top and bottom. Currently, if you look right there, you will see the Tropicana train. We ran it in from the top, which was right up there above that camera, and it's come down the helix part of the way. So if we turn the speed on here and we get the train moving, this is a set of engines that's got some momentum built into it, so we have to get them started. So we're seeing the train on both the top and the bottom right at the moment. If you could get back further, you could probably do it with one camera, but this is 9.5 turns, and if I want to see the top and the bottom, I couldn't with the distance across. Now the train is on a 33-inch radius turn. The outside's 36, the inside's 33, so that's pretty big helix across. Possibly you could get a different lens, but then again, you know, some of this gets, you fool with it gets a little distorted. So you see the train, we've lined the helix levels up, so it looks like the train's coming and going across, and it continues to run. That gets to be a little bit of a cute trick, because somebody has to sit in here while I'm inside the helix adjusting the cameras. So anyway, this is, and you see the engines, and then the engines come out. You have a little gap. One of the other problems we had when we put the fascia on over here on the front side, it created dark spots, so we had to go put the floodlight, that's a floodlight in the old metal light thing. It's an LED floodlight, by the way. And now it lights up that side so we can see what's going on. So the train continues on down the helix, and you can keep your eye on it. Now this is 9.5 turns, so this gets to be a kind of a, if you're running at scale speed, this is a long journey between 2 places. And this actually is coming down from the Love Pass, no, I'm sorry, Eagle Pass. This is going through the Eagle Pass Station, the Eagle Pass Tunnel, and it's coming down, and it will come out at the staging yard level at the bottom of the layout, and in this case we'll take it over, and it's going to be stashed in the junction staging yard. But this is how the pictures work. And so we'll stop here, and I'm going to get some other, this thing has came with 10 cameras, and we haven't used them all, but I'll show you the other ones we have hooked up. Now this is a picture of all the cameras, As far as the ones in the Helix, inside we're going to show you one in Pacific that is not inside the Helix, but it's behind the Helix. This is watching switch 202 on my layout. This is back behind the Helix. This is the two loops that go around behind the Helix. And actually up here you can see the one, what we call Rocky Loop, which is kind of, the camera's mounted to the bottom of Rocky Loop. But this is a picture of what's doing. I actually see a place for me to put another camera now up there that would overlook the whole thing. That's a good price because I have some cameras available. But anyway, besides that, but moving forward here, you can see. Now, I can actually lesson learned from the last time this Helix was used. There's enough space in there between the back of the Helix and that edge of the go-arounds. I can stand up in there. I can get in there. Because you have to get in there and clean track and fix things. Never going to fail, as it did on my last layout. The failure occurred where we couldn't get to it. And thank God the 6-year-old grandson's arm was small enough that he could get his hand in there and hold the soldering iron against the rail and solder the problem. So anyway, just warning, always leave yourself room. But that switch right there that you see and goes through that hole is actually that hole right there, and it comes over here and it feeds all this. So this is the RIP tracks, program tracks, workbench, and so forth. Had a plan of using this as the ATSF interchange during operating sessions, but we in turn just actually took the space where it goes back around that track that goes back around there during operating sessions. The space from that tunnel back to that switch is the ATSF interchange. So when we're not operating, we take the cars and put them somewhere else. But anyway, this is a good use for the camera right here. I can actually tell if the points are open or closed on that switch, because you can't see that with the human eye without doing a lot of getting on your hands and knees and crawling. So it's just a point of safety. Now this is driveway cam. This is by the door of the entrance to the building, and it records anybody coming in or out of the driveway. This is on a DVR, and this camera is set to record, so it's recording at all times. And we can go in here and go to, that's 311 cam. That's on the back of the building, and the cars that you see passing by are on Highway 311. Okay, and that field back there actually belongs to the fire department, but don't think we'll see anything done there. And the other camera that I currently have hooked up is the backyard cam. It's on the corner of my building. That's the neighbor's house. You know, it runs. Those three last cameras are all recording. Don't record in the training room because I don't want to take up the space. There's the DVR that comes with the system. Now, one thing I'll tell you right up front, don't forget this. The system does not come with this monitor. There is no monitor. This happens, as you can see with the name on the bottom. It went with an old computer, and you know how old that monitor is because it's 4x3. It's 4x3 monitor. It's just the point here, people. When you're shooting video with your smartphones, shoot horizontal. I have this smartphone being shot, and it's horizontal. Why? Because it fits on that screen right there. That's 16:9. So the world's 16:9. If you turn your smartphone horizontal, you'll get a good video. And most of them are in high definition now anyway too, so it makes a big difference. So going back, if you need to see your where you're at. See, oh, here it is. With this system, you can see right down here, I have that thing set. If I go here, you see all the cameras. That's all of them. If I click here, I get just the Helix. You can go in and set it up to do a lot of things. I had it set up to where I could watch the whole thing on my smartphone from anywhere, and I actually logged into it and watched it from Bonaire down in the Dutch Aruba, the ABC Islands from Bonaire, which is almost to South America, when I first did it. Since then, I had some issues with getting the ISPs changed and different routers, and just haven't gone back and fixed it so it works where I can watch it from my cell phone anywhere. But that would come handy if you want to sit up there and watch what's going on. But anyway, this is the system. It's the use of it. I think I have 3 cameras left. I think I know where I'm going to put one. Thought about having a live feed during a operating session that would look down the whole room. That's a possibility. But then again, you know, some people may not want to be on TV, or on the internet. Have a great day. Just another application of how to make your train where you can see your trains.